It's April 16th, 2020. I'm Matthew Bai. I'm an emergency room physician at Mount Sinai, Queens. It's just before 7 o'clock. I'm about to start my shift. Feeling a little anxious, not as relaxed as usual. The shift yesterday, although the volume was down, was still full of work and emotionally and physically just as hard as when the volume was up because the patients coming in are sicker. As I'm walking in, think about the patients that I saw yesterday, and a few of them were really sick. One of them, at least one of them, ended up needing a ventilator. I don't know how they're doing, so these are all things I think about, and hopefully a few of them even got discharged. And now I'm ready to go out into the ER. Don't know quite what to expect yet. I know on the overnight there was at least one cardiac arrest that came in who didn't make it, and this has been a more common thing now. I mean, the patients now, I'd mentioned before, the volume is down, but they're coming in sicker. So when they come in, they can be to the extreme where they have no pulse already, or they're coming in breathing really fast and hypoxic with a very low oxygen level, and cold and blue, some of them. And this seems to be the course of COVID-19 as this disease has been around in the world longer and longer. This is our ER this morning. It's a big change from last week, so this is a nice little reprieve, but I'm going to guess that this is temporary. No patients in this hall at all. It is a beautiful sight to see. So the volume is down, but the patients coming in are still very sick. So when they do come in and they need a lot of work, it's still a lot of work and stressful on us. And it's even more stressful when the young patients come in and they don't end up making it. It takes an emotional toll on everyone. It makes us realize that everyone can be affected. And it actually kind of scares me a little bit, because if I get it, there's really no telling if I'm going to be a mild case or a serious case. It's the middle of my shift and I'm taking a little break. It's been a while since I've had a shift where I can take a break longer than a few minutes. The patient volume is down, and we do have some time where we can take a breather throughout the day. When patients do come in, they're very sick, and we have to get the team together very quickly, and we work hard to make sure the patients get stabilized. The sobering thing is that these patients sometimes are the younger patients, the ones that you don't expect to come in affected this severely by COVID-19. And those cases are especially emotionally taxing, because they were previously healthy and had a family, maybe even beginning a new career, and all of a sudden this happens and everything changes in a blink of an eye. And it makes the whole staff very saddened when this happens. I mean, you can tell everyone's mood just changes. Luckily, the hospital has provided us some emotional support that's available. There's psychiatrists that are around. Our chaplain is around that we can talk to anytime we need. And these are very helpful resources that our hospital is providing us. Very much an emotional roller coaster, and it can be very taxing throughout the shift. So at the end of my day, I always look forward to going home. And if you remember, I separated from my family, my wife and my 18-month-old toddler, about 2.5, almost 3 weeks ago, in order to keep them safe and make sure that they don't get infected with COVID-19 when I come home from my job. So I look forward every day after work to do a video call with them and then put my daughter to sleep with my wife. And that's something that I enjoy very much. It may be brief every day, but it's something that lets me unwind and get ready for the next day. And for the most part, that's what keeps me going from day to day, is seeing my family and seeing that they're safe, and seeing them happy. And I really just can't wait for all this to be over so I can be reunited with them, and see them in person and give them a hug. So we just had a discharge of a patient from the ground, from the floor, and we had overhead played the Beatles song, Here Comes the Sun. Everyone was lined up to see the family and the patient out, and everyone felt great afterwards. You could tell everyone was a lot happier, everyone was cheering. A great feeling that all our hard work means something. It's 5 p.m., so it's the end of my shift, and I'm exhausted. The patients that do come in are much sicker and require a lot more work off the bat. So even though the total number of patients are down, the day is still equally as exhausting, if not more. During the day, I really don't have time to process what's happened through the day. So I can't tell you exactly how I feel other than just that I'm tired right now. There were some high points today. We did hear more discharges happening in the hospital from COVID-19. There's also some donations that happen throughout the day, like little goodie bags, food that really boost morale. Today we got somebody that had dropped off a case of these little goodie bags that have some candy and a surgical mask and a little inspirational note in there. It's very thoughtful, small sign of the community, and the gesture is very well received. Right now I'm just looking forward to getting home. On my drive home, I'll probably take a little time to reflect on the day. And then when I get home, I'll wash off, get a quick dinner, and then it'll be time to do my nightly routine with my wife and 17-month-old daughter over a video call, since we no longer live together through this COVID-19 pandemic, in order to keep them safe. They've been away for about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. And the video call is the one way that I can see them every day. And it definitely makes my day a lot brighter. So I'm home. The drive was quicker than usual since there's less traffic now that people are not going out as much for COVID-19. I've showered. I cleaned off all the COVID-19 that could have gotten on me through my work day, and now I'm home and ready to connect with my wife and my daughter over a video call for a nightly routine, where we put her to sleep together and read her a few stories. So I'm gonna dial in and see how they're doing.